Hi everyone. Now, what I decided to do, I had done a slide presentation, but I thought really the best thing was just to show you the features I use myself. Now, I have a premium account, and firstly, on my profile here, you'll see my header sliding around the place. That is a premium feature.
Can I ask you a really quick question though? What level? There's career, there's business, there's sales.
It
That
was business premium
business
that I
premium.
have.
Gotcha.
And now, would I pay for my sliding header? I wouldn't, to be quite honest. I have it there because it just shows people I know how to do it.
Hmm.
But and especially on a mobile phone, you're not going to be looking at something like that. So I think I will give that feature a zero, but it's there on my account all the same. Now, the other thing, if you set up a services page, again, this is a premium feature that you can add these graphics, and they do stand out on the services page. I'd be more convinced to pay for that than my sliding header up above. Now, here I just want to show you this because it's a good way to try and describe or explain things that you can do. I'm actually with American colleague. We have to keep organizing an event. Now it's a LinkedIn event. So why did I go and set up a LinkedIn event, and what is the advantage now and going forward with this setting up? The first time we actually use LinkedIn. It has the advantage because obviously you can see who has signed up. Then in my case, I can actually connect who I put all these people into a group. So it means I know those people are interested in the event and possibly in other ones. And even if they don't go as far as click the website, I can send them a friendly reminder the event is happening. Now, also from my perspective, I obviously know who these people are. And this is, think of LinkedIn as a CRM. It's a place to actually connect with real people and have real relationships. If I go through the people on this event, for instance, I won't try and pronounce his name, but I've interviewed him on a podcast. Then there are other people which matter to me. There's the Chamber of Commerce from Dublin, someone's involved. There's the Enterprise Board, which is in Ireland, is a government organisation that's funded by our government and actually the EU. So obviously they are decision makers. So that actually matters. But why I want to bring this, and you're saying, how does this make any sense about Prima? Now I'll show you. I can send somebody a message, but, and Joyce will know, when she sends me a message, she gets a 24-hour automatic message. That's a premium feature. On that 24 automatic message, why do I use it? Now, I don't say, they say it's when you're away, but I don't use it as I am away. I use it as thank you very much for getting in touch. I'll be back to you. And by the way, I've a free gift. And the free gift on my message at the moment is I did a workshop. So if people click into that, then that sends them to my email list, and that has happened. Also, has happened things like someone was looking for a speaker and they got my away message because they were at a different time zone than me. And at that time, my away message had said I was running workshop for profiles. And then they said, can you go and speak about a workshop for profiles? Another one it did the other day, and I thought this was brilliant. It dealt with a spam message. I got this message, which was, we're looking for a trainer, but it wasn't really someone looking for a trainer. It was, and so they sent that message, and my automatic message sent them their gift and everything. And then they came back and it was just spam, a hard sell. They were trying to sell their services. So it actually filtered the people for me, which was very handy. Now, I find that is a very, very handy thing to do, but to do it strategically. And I do it strategically because I do a LinkedIn profile. Oh, sorry about that. I do a LinkedIn profile workshop, but then with Marie, my American colleague, we do different workshops. You know, each last month was networking. This month is about goal setting. So I would actually change my automatic message now to what the different things we're doing. But then, so you're trying to do a campaign, you're looking for a job, you're looking for work, self employed, whatever it is. So obviously, we want to look for people very specifically and very targeted. So with a free account now, to me, this is a big no no for the free account is they'll only let you send 5 connection invites with a nice message. With your premium account, you can send unlimited. And what I find is I'm not into going out and spamming people like all those people going to that. I know how they're connected with the business connections, what they're doing. So I would actually send a message and explain who I am and all that kind of thing. So if you do 10 a day and you have an automatic message set up, those, even if I'm asleep, Joyce sends me a message at 3 in the morning my time. She gets the automatic message, will say I will be back, and I get back in a timely manner. I hope, Joyce, I pass the test. I get back to it in a timely manner. So it means, without me even opening my mouth, it is educating the people about what I do.
Can I ask you a
Which,
question real quick,
yeah,
Rosemary? Those automatic messages, can you get those even at the $40 a month career premium, or do you have to have business for
this is the automatic message is with the one I'm using, which is the premium
the premium
business.
business?
I'm not positive, to be quite honest, on the
Maybe it could be.
career feature because it's really set up for the looking for jobs.
Okay, well, maybe it is under career then. But one other question was asked on the chat. Maybe you're going to cover this. When you reference groups, I put them in a group, and Mary Gall asked, how do you build a group? Like, what is there within premium that it gives you a chance to, you aren't talking like a LinkedIn group? Or what kind of group are you, or is it you're like your own little private group?
Oh, with those
Yeah, with
contacts
that group
there.
of people that were going to that event. That's the part
Yeah.
we,
So
Okay.
not a group,
What
not a LinkedIn group, but how do you group a list of your contacts into potential, these are people that might want to know about this thing going on, right? Is that just a
okay.
premier feature?
Okay, what I actually use, I use a product called Lead Delta. That's how I do
Okay.
it. It's a much handier way to do it. But how
Okay.
you can do it is we can see all these people here who have put their hands up and they say they are interested.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do is I tag them. And so I tag them that they're interested in our workshops. And then every month we do a workshop. That list keeps getting bigger.
Okay. Okay.
So when I've a new workshop coming up, I then can remind the people who went last month. And I do it in a way that's not spammy because people come back and say, oh, I can't go, my children are on school holidays or whatever. And there's also, they ask me for replays. So it's a very good way to kind of build it up. But, to me, it would be a friendly reminder, a few days
Right.
before whatever it is, I'm running an event, and just a friendly reminder. And if it's a case of they mightn't have signed up through the website, which was very naughty of them, but I still send them a Zoom link because they still can come. Like, I don't tell them that, but ideally, I'd like them to sign up for the in the website. But if they don't, I don't want to lose them because they mightn't sign up on this occasion on the website, but they can sign. And then if they do a Zoom call within GDPR, they agree to go into my email list anyway. So if they go to an event, I get talking to them, and then we do a follow-up call. They're giving permission. So it's a way of not losing people
Mhm.
because a good example is the other day, a client of mine, actually, I was telling Joyce, they did a kind of naughty thing on LinkedIn, but they didn't realize it. For their photo, your LinkedIn rules are the photos are meant to be a likeness of us. So it should be a photo of us, or we do a caricature or whatever. But if someone met us, they reflect that it's us. But my client put a logo of themselves, which is a kind of LinkedIn no-no. So I actually sent him a nice message. I just sent him a text. Now, in that scenario, it's you're building those extra relationships that people will be more likely to recommend you. And don't get, that it has to be a LinkedIn recommendation and it has to be an online recommendation because that person is much better, and they have got me business recommended me offline because they're an awful natter in real life, and they wouldn't be as good if they were actually recommending you in writing. So I don't argue if I'm recommended offline or online. So the point about all of this, we want to use it, or LinkedIn marketing, in a to allow for us as people, because the
Mhm.
even though we have, let's face it, we do use AI, but the results of AI, some people, now luckily it doesn't happen to me, but people say, oh, is this an AI message rather than a human message? And I actually created a little podcast because what I have found is also time is an issue, and we're all very time shy, or we can be very time shy, is if I'm sending a private message, quite often I'll just press the record button and I'll say what I'm going to say, but then I back it up with a text message. Why do I do that or abbreviate it? If Mary or Joyce or whoever sends me a message, they want to talk about doing a workshop, podcast, whatever, and they come back to me in 6 months' time. If I've only created an audio message, I won't find it. I will use keywords in my inbox so that I can actually find things, which is also very important. But as well as this, if you're looking for a job, I'm thinking of you, Nick. If you're looking for a job or if you're looking for work, you want to be visible on LinkedIn. And what LinkedIn do is if LinkedIn see, if I send Joyce a message, she responds, and they can see we've a tight relationship, then Joyce is much more likely to see my posts when I post them,
Mhm.
even allowing for negative, not negative, maybe that's the wrong way, different time zones and all of those kind of things. Um, and then that beefs up, if we want to, I don't know where that word came from, your social selling score. And what your social selling score is basically how LinkedIn rank different accounts. And the stronger social selling score you have, the more, Joyce will confirm all this, the more it helps you be visible. And obviously, you want to be visible. You want to be found in search. Now, actually, I'm looking at Nick. So this is something else.
Could I just interrupt really quick before we go into Nick? I'm sorry, but I was wondering, a while back you talked about tagging these people, and Bernice asked, you mentioned you tag these people. Is that also done with Lead Delta or in LinkedIn?
With Lead Delta, why I use Lead Delta?
Okay.
Firstly, time, and it's very reasonable price. I pay $24.17 a month. So I can, for example, I'll use the workshop scenario. In my workshops, I have people that have attended, I have the possibles, and then I have new people. So if I'm running a workshop, I've all these people tagged. So there's a new workshop coming up. So I know who all those people are. Then all I have to do is create a message, which is a template. So I create a message with a template, and then I have a list. So I just click the tags. So that is all the people who said they were interested in the workshop or they had attended previously will get a DM reminding them about the workshop. And that also means if you are trying to target people of anything specific, I don't know, for Mary, going on holidays in Ireland, whatever it is, you can actually tag people of a particular interest, is which I do. So you're not actually sending people messages that aren't relevant. You aren't annoying people, because if you annoy people, if you know them enough, they'll unfollow you, which you do not want.
So what I was thinking, again, sorry for the interruption, but I think you could do a whole separate training on Lead Delta, because that seems like it has a lot of value. It certainly would be very LinkedIn adjacent. So I was hoping that, and now you had something you were helping Nick with, that we could then, we'll just move to things that are more purely features of LinkedIn Premium. Right.
Yeah.
I just want
Now, another one,
conversation a little bit.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I agree. But that was just a crossover on,
Yeah.
is Nick, with your premium, you get LinkedIn Learning. Now, with LinkedIn Learning, you get an AI career advisor. So if you're looking for work in a particular area, I don't know, leadership, whatever it is, you can actually do courses with LinkedIn Learning that they would recommend that will help you get work. But as well as that, sorry, I have to go back into my own profile. When you do LinkedIn premium courses, or sorry, learning courses, you also get a logo. There, you get that logo, which looks quite, and you can actually add to this. So if I click pencil, for certain courses, you might have a project or something else. So you could actually attach your project into it. There's a cert, but you can add media. So if you wanted to prove, oh, I didn't just do the course, I also did this project along with it, you could add the media into that. So in your case, you're looking for a job. We know the whole career and people are transitioning and all this kind of thing. LinkedIn also do reports every year on the most demand skills. So what I would recommend, and Forbes also do one as well, of the careers that they feel are going to expand and all that kind of thing. So it's a good idea to find out what are the jobs that you want to go for that are in demand. And then what you do is you go back to your profile and then see, have you the skills that are those in demand jobs? As well, with the premium account, if you're looking for a job, it also has other features to help help you. Now, I'm not using it in that way, but it you can go into things like look for jobs, and then there's different things you can actually do. See, I don't really use it for that, so it's not coming. But you can put so with the career, sorry, if you've the career feature, you can get help if like things like your CV, all of these different things that it'll pick up your CV or your profile and write you, sorry, you've a different phrase in America, resume.
Mhm.
So it gives you help in all of those areas. Also with a premium account, it tells you that you're the person. If there's a whole load of jobs that they figure you are most likely to get that job, that you're the best fit for that job. That would be another feature you would get with a premium account.
Hey,
So
hey,
if you
Rosemary.
kind of go for the career version,
Yeah.
it's designed to help you get a job.
Could you do me
It
a favor?
also has, if it's kind of doing interviews, the various different things. The career version would, where my one is more geared towards, small businesses. Then if you are a bigger business, which no disrespect to anyone here, it would be Navigator. And Navigator will give you facilities like, say you're a business and you want to target people who are businesses earning 2 million, you know, you can actually go and target with it, go and find people who have a turnover, who have X staff, who have are Fortune 500 companies. So you can do much more deep specific. It's a lot more expensive. Um, but equally, businesses don't want, the advantage is none of us want to try and sell something to someone if they don't have the money to pay for it. So again, that depends on what price range you are, and if you need to know. I don't need to know that kind of information about my clients, but for some people, you might have a business that you have to have people earning a certain amount of money.
Say, Rosemary,
So,
can please go back to your own profile and show us the services page? Because at one point you were just about to get there. And for the other folks here, is one of the things that really struck me about when you have a paid account, I think maybe even career, not necessarily the next level up, but what you showed them the services page and the visuals you have. I was thinking of
yeah.
like you and that with your work in photography. Would you tell us a little bit about this? And then also those reviews you're getting there, do you have to have the premium account for those reviews that are kind of like Google reviews? Will you describe that a little bit?
Oh, on them.
Yes.
Now, you don't need to have a premium account to have those reviews. With
Okay.
a premium account, what it means is I can add media. So I'll go into my page and there's media. Now, so I can add media, which could be documents, it could be photos, it could be videos. So that displays on your services page. Now, the reviews are different from a testimonial, which would be on your profile or reference or recommendation, whatever phrase we want to use. With a services page, it's actually how people would actually rank us in the real world. If someone's going to hire somebody for a service, they want to know you're going to do the time, or if you say you do something, you do it timely. They want to know that you have skill or you have the knowledge to back up. So it's done on a rating system. If you request a review or someone gives you a review, what happens is LinkedIn gives them a rating system that they have to give you mark 5 stars or 3 stars or 2 stars, whatever. But if you get these reviews that your page is ranked, but it's not like a testimonial. If someone, it's like a Google review, if someone gave me a bad review, I do not have the control to take it away. If it is on my LinkedIn profile and someone gave me a recommendation and I decided did not want to display that recommendation, I have the control to hide it. So that, and so obviously these things we all have to weigh up. If you're worried about bad reviews or whatever, that is, you don't have the control the way you do have in your profile. Now, equally, I would say to Nick, I would say to Joyce, I would say to any of us, reviews, testimonials, whatever phrase we want to use, are great marketing tools because people say things about us that we wouldn't necessarily think about. So even since there's people here in AI, even go into ChatGPT, whatever. And even I did it one time out of just curiosity. I went and got a whole load of recommendations I had. Then I actually put them all into, I think it was ChatGPT at the time, and I got a summary, or it picked up what were these things that people were saying about me. They were all things I could use to sell myself. And those things would be relevant if you were looking for a job, or they'd be relevant if you were in business and because they're the reasons people hired us. Because we have to kind of keep things simple and remember how people react to things, because there's a huge problem now, which everybody here knows about, is people go on and they scroll and they lose attention. So the more we can give a clear message that is easy for people to understand and is more concise, the more people will be willing or react. And, if something is confusing, also on LinkedIn, another tip is if you're sending messages, they say, according to LinkedIn, that more people will reply to DMs and all these things more than in emails, more than email. Now, I argue about that one because all these stats change by the day. But if you write a very wordy, out of context message to people, you lose their attention. They'll open it and then they say, I'll come back to it, and they won't come back to it. There are tools that will help you to even reply even better. Like, I don't know, Joyce, have you heard of Crystal?
You're muted, Joyce.
So thanks, Mary. So, so the thing of it is, since we just have like a little over 10 minutes left, if you could talk more about in-mails, because one of the things you do get with premium are these in-mails. The more you pay, the more in-mails you get. I don't know about Crystal, to answer your question. Again, thank you, Mary.
Okay, I'll answer that one very
Yeah.
simply.
Yeah.
In-mails work on a credit system. So with the premium, you get 15 in-mails. So it means I can send 15 in-mails to people. But if I send my 15 in-mails to people and they all ignore me, that's the end of my in-mails for the month. But if I send an in-mail to Nick and Nick replies, then I get my credit back and I'm allowed to send another one. So it works on a credit system.
So
And
you'll need
also
tips for getting people to write you back then? That seems pretty critical, right? What do you think?
it's very important. And also if someone spams you, it's not reply. Because if they spam you and you reply, they get the credit back to spam somebody else, which you don't want people be spammed. So, and also there's another feature like you can on premium that people just not beyond your network can connect with you or send you messages. Now, there is arguments on every way. Some people feel if I use that feature, then all of a sudden I'll get a whole load of spam. I use the feature, I don't get spam. You know, if someone asks me, I don't know, and they ask me a question and I can help them, you know, it's simple, straightforward. If it's something not so straightforward, you know, it can be, you can send them a sales page, whatever. Again, you have to really decide, do you want to have an open profile? The people outside of your network can connect with you, and no one can really, all of us have to make decisions ourselves for what we are trying to achieve. But
Excuse me,
what
is that open to anybody? Is that under services? Can you show folks where you can let them know?
hang on,
I thought it was under services, but I may be wrong here.
see their open
Yeah.
profile,
Well,
and that's
where do you go to be called an open profile? How does that happen? You have to have.
what it's done is I have set it up that I'm an open profile.
Where do you do that?
And I do that because I have a premium. You see, it's under the premium settings. So I have to have a premium account to have an open profile.
I thought that was in services. Is that right? Where you can do that?
No, you're thinking about open to work.
Oh, no.
They have all these opens.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Open, oh, sorry. Open profile means is someone who I am not connected to on LinkedIn can send me a message. Open to work is what if people are looking for a job, they can set up open to work and you can do things like say you want remote work or you're looking for a job. But again, if you're going to use that, you have to be conscious of some people might be in a scenario that they mightn't want their employer to know that they're looking for a job. And LinkedIn don't totally guarantee, even if you say everyone isn't to know about it, that they won't be informed or they won't see that.
But hey, Rosemary, can you just please go down to your services page? Because I just looked it up on mine and I think I found the answer to my question. So if you go to the pencil, please, to the right of services, so we can go into the whole section there.
Yeah.
And scroll down just a wee bit, keep going. right down below the about, I think it is, and we're almost there. We're almost there. Keep going. There, that one. See where it says messages. This will update your open profile and email settings. So not if you don't want that. See, I thought that had nothing really related to premium. I might have been wrong. But if you are okay with people you're not connected with sending you a message through having the open profile, that's what you've been talking about. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that is, and I've said
Right. But I
that
also thought you
they
could,
can
without a premium, you could still adjust that setting. Again, I may be wrong.
I don't think you can. There was another one that I took away because I matched the requests. I took away because I
Oh,
hated it. Because matched requests, you'd be getting 100 messages a
right.
day,
On five
but
or something, yeah.
it would be people who were just looking for, no disrespect, a job or whatever, is they'd send a message to say they're, it was all kinds of things that were just not relevant for me. And your inbox will be just flooded with these things.
Yeah.
And actually, I was doing a workshop last month, and someone was saying about getting all these messages, and I said, "Look, I removed it myself because it's about relevance and the right people."
Okay, one
Which
other
is,
quick thing. We did have a question early on from Brian who asked about duck soup. Do you know anything about that? DUX?
I know about it, but I haven't used it, to be
Okay,
quite honest.
okay,
So I wouldn't like. I I don't like to recommend anything if I have not used it myself.
of course.
So have you used it yourself?
No, I don't know about, Brian could probably tell us about it, but so I'm thinking because we're getting close to the end of the time, do we have any other questions from the people here you'd want to ask Rosemary about? And Rosemary, you do have a slide deck you can give me too, right? That I'll send out to people.
Yes, I'll send you the slide
Oh,
deck. And in it I have put the kind of things that I use on
okay.
that. And also the important thing is to remember that most of us will get about 80% of our work from 20% of our audience. So really keep it tight and look after the people who look after you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Well, we get off on a few tangents here and there, but it's helpful to people.
Sorry if we had a
Yeah,
few
and then
times.
did you send that through LinkedIn or did you send it through email? I'm trying to remember your slide deck.
I haven't sent it to you
Oh, when
because
you send it, okay.
I'll
Okay.
send it to you tomorrow, and then you can
Perfect,
send it
perfect.
on to everyone.
Yeah, and because there's people here that are new, though it usually takes me with the way my week flows a couple days from when I can just turn the recording off here now. From when I